Start it up.
Welcome back to the MBH podcast, Money Buys Happiness. We're here, episode 9, with our lovely guest, Sergio Senatore.
Hello.
He is the founder of Area 001.
Yep.
Before saying anything else, I'll let him introduce himself.
Let's get it. Hey, guys. Thank you for having me today.
No stress, man. No stress.
I'm the founder of Area 001, which is a men's fashion boutique over on Ossington here in Toronto.
Beautiful story.
Thank you.
Give us some background on yourself, maybe the last couple of years and where you started off and how you ended up now with this store.
My main hustle is nightlife.
Yes.
I've been in the nightlife game for many, many years. I would say since 2005. And it's been going strong ever since.
Yeah.
Ever since COVID, that is.
Of course.
So since COVID, everything's shut down.
Yeah.
But just to go back, many great years in nightlife. Nightlife's given me the opportunity to do a lot of things, including Area 001.
Of course.
Without nightlife, there wouldn't be no Area 001.
Yeah.
Or a lot of other things that I've done in the past.
Of course. And that's something too that I mean, when I first heard about you, you were in nightlife, but you were like a monster in nightlife. You were killing it, right? Like everyone knew who you were, and no one that I spoke to really had a bad taste in their mouth, right? So
that's good,
which is great. And then I met you in person, and then everything just matched up. I understood everything, right? You were very kind, very gentle, and very welcoming as a host, right?
Thank you.
Let's talk about nightlife a bit, because a lot of our guests had started in nightlife. Obviously, we did the same thing.
Yep.
And let's talk about the opportunity that came there and why you did get that opportunity. Were you being very kind with your relationships? Were you being very open with people, honest with people, trying to treat them really well? All those things, right? Like, how did that kickstart you?
Well, nightlife's been in my blood since I was a kid. I've always loved the thought of nightlife. I've always loved the thought of just city life, fast city life. And, when I had the opportunity to get involved with Toronto nightlife and the Toronto nightlife scene, I jumped right in.
Yeah.
I feel a different energy at night than I do during the day.
For sure.
I love being out. And I love meeting new people and building relationships. And I feel like you can build a lot of great relationships at night while people are out, while people are relaxed. That's something you can't do during the day.
Yeah.
It's a different type of energy. Don't get me wrong, you're going to meet some degenerates at night, a lot of degenerates.
Hey, but you can meet them during the day too.
Yeah. Listen, I've probably been a degenerate at night as well.
Yeah.
But that being said, so many good relationships come from nightlife, including you two.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah.
And sorry, I'm just gonna stay on nightlife for a bit.
Keep it,
as a business, let's look at nightlife as a business for yourself. Yeah. How did you make sure that you were always growing financially, whether that's relationships, making new connections with clubs, all that stuff? Because you know how it is as a promoter. It's really easy to get caught up in life
for
and just
sure.
say, I guess I just got to keep going out, and you lose track of everything else, right?
So you really have to build relationships with the right people.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's what you got to do first. You really got to cement a good reputation in any business. But for me, it was nightlife and working with the right people, aligning myself with the right people.
Yeah.
100%.
Whether that be, in my scenario, like the Mike Henrys and the Charles Caboths and the Zarks. Yeah. They were the ones that gave me my first opportunity as a promoter.
Those are some big players. Like, those are some big guys. Yeah.
And I always wanted to work with the best venues. Always.
Which I must say, like, ever since I entered nightlife, you have always been associated with, like, the best venues.
Listen, there's going to be people that come along that maybe work at the tier 3 venues that offer you more money.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, you're going to end up making more money if you stick to your guns and work with the right people.
Absolutely.
Sometimes that shiny carrot that's waved in front of your face might last a few months or a year.
Yeah.
But then, you got to remember why you're doing it. You're doing it for the people. You're doing it for the clients that are coming out. And you want to show them a first-class experience.
Yeah, and that was really on brand of you too, because you were doing that so consistently for so long, working with the top clubs.
Yeah.
Usually, higher dress code in those clubs.
Yep.
Yeah.
Usually you're the main guy at that club,
Yep.
right? So all those things were really on brand. And I sit down with you today and it's just like, you were so consistent with it, right? Just the way you talk to people, all that stuff, you can see that you were associated with higher end clubs,
Yep.
higher end, I guess, people as well.
Which is why I think on brand it makes sense now for you to move into, the fashion world and do Area 001 because you've kept that brand since day one.
Well, it all aligns.
And making that switch has been...
It wasn't like a shocker where it's like, oh, how does he have a clothing store?
Yeah.
It fits
it
so
all
well.
aligns. Even like you said, the people that come out, these people want to get dressed up.
Of course.
Yes, sir.
They don't want to dress like they're going to the grocery store. Some of them do and they don't get in. But we don't deal with those kind of people. It was a no-brainer.
Yeah.
I've always loved fashion just as much as I love nightlife.
Yeah.
I love architecture. I love art.
Yeah.
I feel like it's all one big world.
Yeah. Of course.
It all merges together.
Yeah.
You know what's big too when you I guess maybe get into kind of now the process of opening a store like that, what that was like, because I know you were we had spoken previously when you first opened, you were going back and forth between Europe, you know what I mean, doing all that and
really unique brands,
and buying
unique pieces, right? That was the first thing I noticed when I walked in, right?
Yeah, I was in a Paris Fashion Week maybe 5 years ago with a good friend of mine who's now my business partner, Jacob.
Yep.
And he was a buyer for another high-end boutique here in Toronto at the time. And he invited me to Paris Fashion Week, and I was just blown away.
Yeah.
We were going front row, all the top designers.
Crazy.
And it was an incredible experience. And at that time, he was mentioning that he was having some difficulties with the owner of that boutique, and they just weren't seeing eye to eye. Not that there was anything wrong with that guy. They just weren't,
on the same page.
They weren't on the same page. So we were walking down the streets, probably 3 a.m. in Paris, and we're like, why don't we just open up our own store?
Yeah.
Boom.
That's
just
it.
like that. Yeah.
Let's just open up our own store,
times,
man.
yeah.
Why are we dealing with these people? Let's just open up our own store and let's do it better.
Yeah.
And that's what we did.
Yeah.
It all started with an idea. Kept it under wraps for a very, very long time because while we were keeping it under wraps, we were building relationships. So we were building relationships with these brands and these designers that, have a very big name in the fashion world. So it took some time,
But I like that you prepared before launch. Because you're putting yourself in a position to win, right? And we always say to prepare yourself is the best thing to do because if you're ever scared about a moment, it's probably just because you're not prepared for it, right? So with that being, we did the same with this business, right? We were trying to confirm contracts, trying to confirm clients that would be paying us before we even launched Neighborhood, right? So I love that you did that. Let's talk about the transition though, because like myself, like himself, we transitioned from nightlife to marketing, right?
Yep.
And a lot of people had something to say about that, of course.
What do they say?
The classic ones. You're a promoter, this and that. What are you doing? You're going out at night. Now you're going to market my business. You know how it goes.
To me, that's a beautiful thing about being a promoter. You can promote anything.
Of course. Right? And I think everything is promotion at the end of the day, right?
And you can't listen to those small-minded people thinking you only have one vision in life, one career in life. I remember being a little boy in class and the teacher asking everybody a question, what do you want to be? I never knew.
Of course.
I think that's the worst thing to ask an 8-year-old kid.
You're putting
I still don't know what I want to do in life.
No,
you know what I
agree
mean?
with you,
It might be something different next year, and it should be. You should want to continue to try new things in life. But being a promoter, if you're a good promoter, and you can get someone to come to the same club week after week, year after year, then
you can do a lot.
That's the guy that I actually want to promote my business.
I'd want to be aligned with those people. I would want to work with those kind of people.
So how was that transition for you? Because it's a tough time, I guess, for a lot of entrepreneurs when they're trying to change up what they're doing.
It was very easy.
Okay.
It was very easy.
I assume so, just because fashion was so tied into what you were doing, right?
It was very easy, and I'm still involved in nightlife. And I'm going to be doing nightlife for a very, very long time. I love nightlife.
It's amazing. It's amazing.
And like I said, without nightlife, there wouldn't be a store. There wouldn't be a lot of other things in life. I was fortunate to invest in real estate at a younger age as well. That was because of nightlife. I'm never going to give up nightlife.
It's just kind of been like the base that's helped you.
Well, it's just in my blood.
No,
you
good
know,
for
I'm
you,
not
man.
gonna like hit a certain age and be like, oh, you know what, it's time to kick up my feet. I think I'm just gonna watch some television at night, watch movies, or go to bed at 9
But
p.m.
I gotta say, you're a pro when it comes to the hosting, bro, because we hosted a long time. I've hosted a long time too, and there's nights where it's like I couldn't just smile. I couldn't do it.
Yeah.
You know
and you
what
don't
I mean?
have to.
And it's tough.
And
I
you
know.
don't have
but
to
then
smile.
I see you and you're just like red, like you are. It was like you were ready at every second.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter if I bumped into you somewhere, if I went out the whole night with you. Any second I saw you, you were like on point, man.
Yeah.
And like that's something I really respect about
Thank
you. Because of course we know a lot of hosts, and it's tough. It's a tough job, right? So I got to give you mad love for that, because that's something I'll always remember about you. Anytime you saw me, you actually took time away from your night to make sure I was okay,
For
right?
sure.
And I'm another promoter. Why would you have to do that, right?
Well, listen, anybody that walks through that door, you know, that's a pretty damn good thing.
So did you take any of that nightlife, I guess the way you were treating people, and put it now into your business with the store?
I'm the exact same guy.
Yeah.
Same guy you meet at night, same guy in the day. Without the loud music.
Of course, right?
I miss the loud music.
Yeah. Okay, so now COVID happens. We're forced to kind of steer away from nightlife.
Yeah.
What's happening in your mind at this point?
It's just a break.
Yeah.
To me, it's just a break.
Okay.
Yeah.
You know, it's all going to come back.
Okay.
You know, it might be different.
Yeah.
Might have to wear masks.
Yeah. I think so.
Might be hand sanitizer at the table.
With the tequila beside it.
But let me tell you something. You know, we threw a party at the Bisha. Once some of the restrictions were eased off a bit, we threw a party at the Bisha on Monday nights during COVID, and it was crazy.
Yeah, I saw some of the
We
videos.
were only allowed 100 people, and we made sure the right 100 people were allowed in.
Of course.
And I actually almost preferred that.
Yeah.
I almost preferred being able to pick and choose and telling somebody, listen, it's sold out.
Yeah.
Make a reservation next week or in 2 weeks.
100%.
And we were selling out every night.
Crazy.
You know, is the money the same as before? No, of course not. You're dealing with different capacity, but just being out and just seeing how people's energy was, and, you know, being able to go out again and feeling normal, whatever that is.
What was the feedback like from people coming out?
They loved it.
Yeah.
Well,
there were so many rules and regulations, and they still loved it.
Well, because our city's built on it, right? Our hospitality, and especially nightlife, is kind of what makes Toronto what it is.
Absolutely.
The most famous people in the world, athletes, NBA players, they come here and they're like, holy shit.
They come for the nightlife. They come for the hospitality.
If it's their first time, they're like, we didn't even know what Toronto was like. We didn't know this, right? It's what gives our city life. So, as you said, I'm sure with any restrictions they give, lower capacities,
people
masks, this, that, they don't give a shit.
People were sitting down. People were putting on masks to go to the washroom. People loved it.
Yeah.
And what do you think about that? Do you love that?
Do I love what? Masks?
Do you love still being able to host even though it isn't the same experience?
You have to adapt.
Yeah.
And just like how you guys adapted from nightlife to being, you know, marketing guys.
Yeah.
It's no different. Of
course.
You know, there's always going to be new terms or new rules or new regulations. We see it all the time.
Yeah. I know. These are just big scale now, and I guess
very different.
Well, they're big changes and quickly.
But they're going to adapt.
Yeah, 100%.
They're going to adapt. We have to adapt. And if we don't adapt, we're going to be left in the dust.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And we're going to be, you know, these guys and sitting at home and going, you know, it's not like the olden days. And you don't want to be those guys. You want to adapt.
No, 100%.
You want to be the trendsetter and the tastemaker, and you want to lead the way.
Yeah. Have you seen COVID as an opportunity for yourself?
There's always an opportunity. Yeah. I don't like COVID.
Yeah.
You know, I remember when it first hit, I was sitting on a beach in Tulum, and I was going through projections and numbers and financial stability and looking at all these numbers. I'm like, whoa, this is going to be a really good year. I think everybody said 2020 is going to be my year. And then boom.
It started off great. January, February, we're like,
we're looking at the year like, oh, this is going to be this is going to be the one. I mean, even the hospitality, it was on fire.
Buddy.
All the clubs were rammed. Promoters getting paid crazy amounts of money, which they deserved.
They do.
Right? Bottle service girls getting paid. Everyone was happy. Everyone was happy.
I think anybody, any industry,
it almost felt too good to be true. Almost felt too good to be true.
Within like, we always say like as soon as the NBA announced that like they were cutting the season.
Well, we had that event, the St. Paddy's Day event. the day after they announced Rudy Gobert getting it in the NBA, right? So we're like, we had like 500 tickets sold, and we're like, oh.
Yeah, I was in Tulum when Rudy caught it.
Yeah, that was like the eye opener for us, to be honest. But
I think it all went downhill when Kobe died.
You know what?
That's when the world was just like, what the fuck is going on right now? Like,
what just happened? Yeah, it's true.
I know it was a weird year, but
we were in Paris in January, front row at some of these shows, and right across from us was Pop Smoke, and then and then weeks later,
wow,
you know what I mean? Like,
that's
it's
crazy.
Been a lot of people passed away this year.
Yeah.
Maradona just recently too.
Yeah.
It's been a weird year, man. To say the least. It's been super, super weird.
I want to talk to you about your social media and how you use social media as a tool, because I think you do a stellar job. I think you're up there with the greats right now in social media when it comes to engagement, content creation, all the stuff that comes with it. What did you do differently when COVID started? If you did do anything differently? We could talk about Nightlife, because I feel like Nightlife's a good one, because how did you make sure people still know you can do that for them when the time comes?
Yeah, when COVID hit, you definitely had to come up with a new strategy to stay relevant.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
Because you're not in person anymore. It's tough, right?
It's very tough. Yeah. And once again, I have another business now. My side hustle has become my main hustle. Beautiful Fashion has become my main hustle now. So I still want to bring awareness to that business and make sure it succeeds. So, you have to get the right content out there, and you have to stay consistent. And the more consistent you are, the more content you put out, the more successful you're going to be.
Yeah. Well, you've done a good job. You've made it very personal, because I know every time I feel like it's almost every purchase that's made, you get out there, you get to pick of the person, thanking them and stuff. And
I love that. It's an experience.
I feel like that's actually like a little bit of that nightlife touch on it.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? It's that little bit of hospitality saying, hey, thank you.
And that's a sign of appreciation. When I take those photos, I appreciate those people. I don't take a picture of everybody, but when a good friend comes in, or family, you want to make sure that they know they're appreciated.
No, and that's huge, man. That's huge. That's something that I don't think I've seen any store do. Yeah. Which when I think about it now, I look at the bigger picture. I'm like, why the hell isn't everyone doing this? You know what I mean?
Thank you.
It's crazy.
It's a small operation. Our stores even though we deal with these big brands, it's a 2-man operation. There is no staff,
which is amazing. That's
no staff.
That's huge.
I got to give huge credit to you guys for that.
I don't want to take a day off, and I want to be at my store. I want to be at my store every day.
People love that. They love to know that they can walk in any moment and see you.
That's part of the experience.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Because I know what I'm talking about. I wear these brands. I know about them. I'm passionate about them.
Of course. I actually want to kick it back a little bit. Ossington has always been a street for these types of boutiques, right? There's been a lot of legendary ones, down the years, and one that I was always aware of was John and Olivia.
Great store.
Yeah, just legends in the game in terms of they were there 15 years, something like that, and they had most recently shut down. So, did you guys feel like you had some shoes to fill when you opened up there? Was there any? We
had shoes to fill even before that happened. We want to make sure, we want to be one of the top boutiques in the city. We still strive for that. We want that. It's not going to come right away, but it will come. But we looked at a few different locations for our store: Queen West, Ossington, and Yorkville. The one thing about Yorkville, me personally, I don't get the right vibe there.
Yeah,
it's a little too bougie.
Yeah.
Can't really be a friendly guy and offer an experience.
It's different. There's a lot of competition there. I like competition, but I like friendly competition. It's very different there.
Of course.
Ossington was just the right fit. We get along with all the the retailers there, the restaurants, the coffee shops, florists, hardware store.
I feel like it's a friendlier spot. I think you guys really hit it on the mark there.
It feels like a neighborhood.
It
feels like a genuine neighborhood. It's a really nice feeling.
And how were you guys easily accepted there? Did everyone come around just
right
hey?
Away.
Yeah, that's amazing.
People were bringing us gifts and flowers. And
that's awesome.
There was a little parade happened on a Sunday with our blow up faces. And it's great.
Let's talk a little bit about teamwork, okay? Because I've seen you in promoting, and obviously you work with a team. Now you lead this team, but you're always working with a team.
Absolutely.
Even at your store, like you said, you have your partner, right? So as an entrepreneur, how important is it to have someone by your side or to have a team.
Oh, it's great.
And to have that knowledge of I can't do this on my own.
It's just that, you can do anything on your own.
Yeah.
But it's nice to share it with someone.
Of course. Yeah. But has that elevated you? Has that helped you get to where you are now, working with people instead of yourself?
Absolutely, because I feel like it's always important to have a second opinion.
Yeah.
Absolutely. We're all very knowledgeable guys.
Yeah.
Sometimes we can develop egos.
Of course.
Right? Sometimes we think we're always right.
Yeah.
I'm to blame. So when you work with somebody, it's good to get a second opinion.
Yeah.
Sometimes you need to have that person, no, Sergio, you're wrong.
Yeah.
It's good to hear that sometimes.
It's tough to kind of, I guess, taint your own ego when you're working on your own, right? Because you're just saying, who else is going to tell me otherwise, or who's giving me a different opinion, right? And why I wanted to talk about that is just because we work with a lot of entrepreneurs, and sometimes they think they're tied to working on their own.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes they think, but I don't want to share the wealth, or I don't want to give someone up, or I don't trust someone, or I think sooner or later you have to decide what it's going to be, right? Because I think you can only make it so far on your own.
It's
right?
nice to know you can count on somebody.
Yeah.
I think everybody has their own role. I'm sure you guys have different roles.
Of course.
Yep.
You guys bring a lot to the table, and I'm sure you do things he can't do, and he does things you can't do.
Exactly.
So when you have a partnership or you work with other people, they're definitely going to be able to bring things to the table that you can't.
Beautiful.
Even now, Darren, he works very closely with me.
Yeah. Darren's great, by the way. Shout out Darren.
Yeah.
He's incredible. He's incredible.
Yeah.
And there's nights, I go out and I don't want to smile, like you said, but I can count on him.
Yeah. Of course. That helps, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so you're in this position now. You have the store still open.
Yep.
What's going on right now with the city, small businesses? Talk to us, because I want to talk about this.
Yeah. So
as a small business owner, I mean, we could talk all day about it, but to hear from you
as
would be
a
great.
small business, we've been able to adapt. Being a clothing store, a men's fashion clothing store on Ossington in a great neighborhood, that's storefront entrance. We're able to offer curbside pickup, private appointments. That's great.
Yeah.
But the fact of the matter is there's a lot of small businesses out there, and I'm talking a lot, that aren't able to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're not able to offer any of those services. So what happens to them?
That's the question. And I was going to say, what, in terms of the restrictions that have been laid upon small businesses, what are your thoughts? Do you think that it's been handled properly? Do you think it could have been handled better?
It hasn't been handled right at all.
Yeah.
I think Doug Ford did a horrible job.
Amen.
Amen. Absolutely.
He's a clown.
Yeah.
Doug Ford is a clown.
You heard it here first.
You have any special effects? Like any explosions? Doug Ford is a clown. It could have been handled so much better, especially when you hear about all the big box stores remaining open, Costco, IKEA, Home Depot,
Walmart. Can't forget Walmart.
With thousands and thousands of people.
How does that make sense?
Yeah.
How does that make sense to a small business owner?
Yeah.
It
I
doesn't.
think there's an issue here happening, because when someone starts to speak their mind about it and says, well, small businesses aren't getting the love they need, or this has been handled wrong, that can be easily mistaken for you being an anti-masker now. And now you're just put into a different category.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So there's that problem here. Like,
it has nothing to do with masks. And the fact of the
right?
matter is, most of these small businesses are following protocol.
Yeah.
Have actually gone and spent more money.
Yeah.
In a time like this, so that they can stay, in line with the protocol.
Just so they can stay afloat.
Yes. We, like, for example, we have friends of ours who have said, like, we're staying open, losing money every month, but just to keep our brand alive.
Yep.
Like, just to keep the brand
just to
going.
show that, like, hey, we're still here.
Well, and they want something to come back to when this is over.
Exactly.
Hopefully.
And have spent tens of thousands of dollars for the glass, the plexiglass, the mask, this, that, all the cleaning they get done. For a restaurant, opening their patio, covering it, all that stuff. And in Toronto, it was like, hey guys, tomorrow you're opening. And then it was the next day. It was actually, we're in a 28-day lockdown.
It's horrible.
Yeah,
it's really horrible. Like, even if they said, okay, let's give an example. Retail.
Yeah.
Even if they said you can have 3 people in there at once, that would have been better.
Yeah.
But to shut you down completely, it's horrible.
It's crazy.
It just doesn't make sense to me. That's why.
Makes no sense.
Yeah. Well, look. I think a perfect example is obviously Adam Skelly from Adamson Barbecue.
Yes.
He came out and you know what?
There's a lot of mixed opinions on what he did.
Sure.
Yeah, but you know what? There's always going to be mixed opinions.
Of course.
What he did was fight for small business, and when I look at that bigger picture, not to get too deep into it, but when I look at it, you know, they had police barricading, like crazy amounts of police they had the guys on the horses, and just down the street, it was a Costco, like meters away. Yeah. With 5,000 people in the parking lot lined up.
Where's the barbecue?
It's in Etobicoke.
Yeah.
Where?
I think South Etobicoke.
I don't know. I don't know exactly. To be honest with you, I don't know.
Like Queensway?
Possibly.
Yeah.
I think it's one of those popular.
Yeah,
there's a Costco
there. Yeah, exactly. It is, and it's like literally you drive down the street a couple minutes.
I grew up
and
in that neighborhood, by the way.
There you
Lovely
go.
area.
And you know, you got these police for all this stuff to
I saw
stop this guy from
a tweet
opening.
actually because the Toronto police, they tweet every time something goes down in the city. So there was like a hijacking with someone was gun pointed or whatever, took the car and left, and all these people tweeting back, and it's just like, and you needed 50 people to close down a barbecue restaurant, and there's probably no cops trying to find this guy that just hijacked. Like, just make it make sense. That's all we're trying to ask, right? And as small business, I feel like we're the ones who have to voice it because,
for sure,
as we spoke about a little bit earlier off record, I feel like if you don't have a small business, it's really hard to put yourself in that position.
Yeah, to understand,
right?
just to understand.
Absolutely.
So, like, I don't know. It's been tough, and I think that as entrepreneurs, you're forced to adapt at this time, but you're also forced to ask questions. Right? There's only so much. I know you want us to adapt, and I know you've mentioned you want to adapt too, but there's only so much adapting that one can do until their hands are just like
that's why
tied to the max.
I totally agree, and that's why you shouldn't have shut down businesses.
Yeah.
Well, I actually want to ask you because I feel like very recently you've really come out on social media and started speaking your mind, right? So where was that tipping point? Because we had a tipping point like maybe a couple of weeks ago where we came to the office and just said,
the tipping point came on the second lockdown.
Yeah,
I feel like on the first lockdown, people really were afraid.
Yeah.
People were really afraid. People weren't leaving their home.
Nope. Mm-hmm. It was unknown. It was very unknown.
It's still unknown, but it was really fresh. So, you know, you walk out of your house and you walk back in and you got a little bit of a headache. You're like, oh my God, I have COVID. People were like freaking out. Yeah. You know,
you hear someone cough down the street. You're like,
oh my gosh. I went to go get a coffee down the street. I come back in, I jump in the shower.
Yeah.
You're like
sanitizing everything.
Burn my clothes. You know, oh my God, your clothes. This is not good. I feel during the second lockdown, the beginning of the second lockdown, we've experienced a lot.
Yeah.
And a lot of us have woken up.
Mm-hmm.
You know? So as much as we took in consideration the new protocols and the new rules, and we still take it very serious. COVID is real. Whatever this is, it's real. Yep. People are dying. People are getting sick. And we should take it serious. But we're starting to ask questions. Yeah. You know? I'm 45 years old. And I've seen a lot. And I lived through a lot. And, you know, I don't think this is being handled properly. You know, to tell somebody to stay inside, you know, to shut down gyms. I'm a huge advocate for health and wellness. And I feel, you know, if we want to beat this thing, we got to be strong. Yeah. We got to be strong mentally. We got to be strong physically. We got to make sure that the right things are going in our body. Yeah.
Well, imagine that. Shutting down gyms, and then you have our premier
promoting McDonald's.
Promoting McDonald's.
Yeah, like that's a slap in the face.
Exactly.
You know, not only are you stuffing, you know, if you want to promote French fries, why don't you go to a local burger shop? In fact, why don't you promote a local restaurant once a week instead of this big corporation?
Wow. On his Instagram. Imagine he did that.
You know?
The respect
we'd have a little bit more respect for this guy. But you know, this guy's, you know, every time you see him, he's got French fries in his hands and the Tim Hortons in the other hand.
Triple.
Like, come on.
I know, man. And that's the kind of part I don't see how people don't understand, because you're worried about health, yet you're not promoting health.
Yeah.
How does that make sense? Where does that make sense? Where do we draw the line and say going on a jog every morning is probably healthier than wearing a mask all day?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Where do we draw the line, right? And I think that a lot of people, like you said, after the second lockdown, it was kind of like
a lot of people
what
woke up.
the fuck is going on right now? Yeah. So
I'm actually curious. So kind of the second lockdown, you took the time to say, okay, you know what, fuck this. Like I'm coming out and I'm speaking my mind.
I said I have time now.
Yeah.
I have time.
Yeah.
We got time.
So now what has the response been like?
It's been incredible.
Yeah.
You know, because we have a voice in the city.
Absolutely.
You know, there might be a guy out there, or a girl out there, a senior out there, or a young person out there who might share something. They might share something on social media, and they don't have a voice.
Yeah.
You know, they might get one like. It could be from their mother. It could be from their brother.
Yeah.
You know,
or maybe
they
from
don't
me
have,
too.
or from you. You know, but they don't have the support system. So when someone like you or you throw something out there, people listen.
Yeah.
And you almost become the voice for those people.
And I when I first started posting about it, I mean, this was probably...
It was about 2 weeks ago.
I kind of started going nuts, man. I woke up one morning, I was just pissed off.
Yeah, and you inspired me.
Right? And I was really pissed off. And what made me realize that, like, I was doing the right thing is that there was probably over 500 people that messaged me agreeing with me.
Yeah.
And those 500 people have probably never...
I was one of them.
And okay, so let's say 80% of those people probably have never voiced their own opinion. Which is scary to me because it's like, how many of these people
won't.
Well, I think
there's so many
a
agreeing.
lot of people are afraid.
I know
what it is it's the silent majority, right?
Yeah.
Same thing. We kind of, you know, it actually what day it was is Patrick put up the video.
Yep.
Really voicing his, and me and this guy woke up, we got here, and we're like, fuck this. Like, we have a voice, right? We have some sort of influence. Let's use it, right? And so when we did, we were showing each other our messages, like going crazy. I think, yeah, like in the hundreds of messages, and 99% of them were in agreement, or messages that were saying, you know what, I never thought about it like that. Like, I'm actually going to do more research on it. And that's what we're doing it for, right?
To me, it was like sad because some people were like, yo, you need to keep doing this because not enough people are doing it. Yeah. And I was like,
I think I had one hateful message. One.
Yeah, I had one as well, but he deleted the message before I got to him.
It was from a fake account.
Sure. There you go. Of course. They all come that way.
It was a post I did about McDonald's. You know, and how, you know, the city's shutting down gyms and health facilities, but they're keeping McDonald's open. Please make that make sense. And this person messaged me and said, hey, you don't know what you're talking about. McDonald's is an essential company.
God. Oh my God.
And a lot of people come from poverty and poor families, and they can only afford to feed their children $2 cheeseburgers.
Wow.
And I said, listen, buddy.
Wow.
If you're served, really? I said, listen up, buddy.
Wow.
I said, listen, if you're feeding your child $2 cheeseburgers,
you got bigger issues.
You got bigger issues than all of
them.
this.
Even messaging me.
Jesus Christ.
I know, and I think that, like I said, I feel like if we said something like this months ago, there'd be a lot of backlash. But I think now, I mean, when people come to me and they're just like, "Oh, you sound crazy. You sound like a conspiracy theorist," or I pretty much just say like, try to inform yourself more on more opinions.
Absolutely.
Right? That's all it is. Like, we have this thing in our hands. Like, we can find out anything that's going on in the world.
Free marketing. Yeah. You know, use our voice. We all need to use our voice now more than ever.
Yeah. Well, one thing we always say is like the one industry, there's a few industries, but one industry you don't want to fuck with is hospitality. You know, there's a lot of influential people in that industry, and when you start to piss them off, you're in trouble. And
a lot of people will know about it.
And I think like
when promoters.
Exactly. And when the second lockdown happened,
we don't have parties to promote right now.
I know.
We gotta promote something, right?
Yeah, Doug Ford's on blast.
No, he's on blast. And exactly when the second lockdown came, I think that was when everyone was like, all right,
that was my tipping point.
Yeah. It was for a lot of people.
I woke up that morning and I saw Patrick's video and I was like, damn, we gotta start talking now, because like, it's so sad, man. It's just sad, man. And
it's unnecessary.
Yeah.
They took all these precautions. They tried to, you know, look what they did to the last call. 11 p.m. then 9 p.m.
9 p.m. last call.
People are throwing
like
day parties.
Yeah, it's like they were playing games at that point. You know what I mean? Like the timing and stuff.
It was like,
slap in the face.
It was like saying, okay, you guys can play football. but we're gonna tie your feet together. Go play.
Go play. Yeah.
Good luck.
Yeah. Not right.
That's a great analogy.
Not
actually.
right. One thing that always has confused me till this day is our world and our government works based off of looking at other situations in other countries and how they've handled it.
Yep.
And I think there's a lot of other places in the world. Sweden is always the one that I go back to. They haven't had a single lockdown. They haven't had Australia,
China did
but
great.
But you see what's going on now in the rest of the world. Now they've had enough, right? You've seen it in Europe,
Germany. There's people.
France,
There's people
They're
going
killing it
crazy.
in Taiwan.
Yeah.
They have 200 cases there.
But how are these countries who some of them are so behind on technology and so behind
Well, you know what happens if you leave the house in China during a lockdown?
Done.
You get shot.
Yeah. Geez.
You know, we can't do that here, unfortunately. Unfortunately.
I think at the beginning, had we just done a proper lockdown from day one, things would have been a lot different.
You know, you open up right in the middle of summer, boat parties.
Do you think it was
like, come on,
sir? Do you think it was a mistake, or you think this is part of a plan?
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know.
I wanted to ask that. I've been wanting to ask that.
I think it was I'll tell you though. I think it was a huge mistake.
Okay.
I'm not saying that there wasn't a plan behind it. I don't know if there was a plan. I wish I did, but it was definitely a big mistake.
So with the way things are going now,
I think you should have had a serious lockdown.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like an actual
we
one.
won't shoot you.
Yeah.
You'll get arrested.
Okay. You'll get fined. Okay. That's cool.
Like
that's
real
better.
fines.
Real fines, though.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like, let's take this
but
serious.
at the same time, don't have Costco open and
No, lock down everything.
Yeah.
And not just Toronto. Lock down Oakville. Lock down Burlington. Lock down Niagara.
They turned essentials into anything now. Everything's essential. Like when it comes to actual purchases and stuff.
The
I'm not talking about business and stuff. But
the cannabis
if
is
you're going to
open.
go ahead and say anything Costco's selling is essential, then why is your business not essential? Why is my business not essential? Because
why isn't the local grocery store
and why
not
are you
open?
deciding what's essential?
Exactly. We're all essential.
Exactly.
So had we just done, I'll say it to this day, you know, whether it's super deadly or not, or whatever the case may be, when this first came, had they just done even a 1 month serious lockdown, everyone stay home.
Everyone would have been fine with that.
Yeah, 100%.
It was the perfect
Because
opportunity.
That's when people were actually all scared.
I'll be very honest. I liked the initial lockdown.
Yeah.
I thought this was cool. You
It
know,
was a
like
little reset. Yeah.
I got to know myself better.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It was nice just to take a little bit of a break. I was getting sleep, good sleep.
Yeah.
You know,
It was a nice
good,
reset.
I'm like,
It was a
you know
good
what?
reset.
I'm gonna go to the store and grab some nachos.
Go nuts, Serge.
You know,
Yeah.
peanut butter every night.
Yeah,
it was
let's
great.
go.
I know. After 3 weeks, you're kind of like,
Then you're over it.
Well, that's the thing. Had they just done that, close the borders, clear that up, like we'd be back to normal life.
Yeah, this is a joke.
But where I start to think on the side of maybe there's a different plan is when I'm sitting here in this office and I could have made that decision from day one.
You could have closed up.
How are the people in power who are supposed to have so much experience and so much knowledge, how could they not make that call?
Yeah.
And so that's where I become skeptical. I say it's not one person who's making that decision. There's a ton of people.
and it's not one
For sure.
instance that you're questioning. It's many instances that you're questioning.
Yeah,
right?
how after this long and with so many people to talk to and come to a decision with, could they not come to a proper decision?
Doesn't make any sense.
Yeah. Make it make sense. That's the fucking line. I think everyone needs to start asking.
That's the
Yeah,
line.
man.
It doesn't
make
make
sense.
any sense.
Serge, let's talk a little bit going backwards. As you as an entrepreneur, okay, you do a lot of shit every day. You do it. I know you do it. What do you do to stay organized? Is there things that you do to keep your peace of mind?
Yes.
Is there things that you do daily? Talk to us.
I wake up and I just get organized. You know, I get up and I'm all about being very organized, very orderly, cleanliness. You know, I've been practicing COVID before COVID.
Oh, yeah.
I'm like, serious.
I remember your boots used to,
OCD.
this guy's boots used to be
buddy.
like clean, like you're standing there, don't move because that's where I gotta know where
The
you're
table, the
Yeah.
VIP booth is like Tetris.
Yeah.
That person here, that person's here.
It was crazy. It is.
Sorry, sweetie.
But you see,
go to
like,
that booth over
you
there.
get to
You're
see
not
that
part of
because
this.
once he's done doing like the whole mixing and matching, you're like looking around the booth like, this is a perfectly
it's fucking
placed
art.
Synergy.
Yeah,
it's
Synergy.
fucking art.
Yeah, I don't want to see any Canada Goose coats on the table. Go coat check that, honey.
it's 30 degrees in the club.
like-
They got the goose on.
Take that off.
Okay, so
Organization. I'm all about organization and just having a routine. I love routines.
beautiful.
I exercise every day.
Yeah.
Yeah, you've been an avid.
I love it.
Yeah.
If I don't exercise, it's going to be a bad day.
Really, eh?
Yeah.
I love that, though. That's great, though.
Yeah.
Your body needs it.
And health.
Yeah.
You know?
Is there anything new that you added to that routine because of COVID?
Well, not because of COVID, but about 5 years ago, I stopped drinking.
Yeah.
I stopped everything.
Which is huge, by the way.
Sometimes
I look at you and I'm like, how is this guy sober right now?
Yeah.
I love nightlife.
Yeah. There you go.
I do. I love music.
And that's why, going back to, I said you're a true professional.
Yeah. I don't need booze to make me feel good or to have a better time. You know, when you drink and you drink heavy, you know, I didn't stop or quit because something bad happened. I woke up one day and going to these classes, doing these workout classes, these intense workout classes. I'm eating all this good food, and I'm like, there's something that's just
There's one thing
that doesn't belong here.
Yeah.
Hennessy's not paying me.
It's true.
Why am I drinking this?
Yeah.
Like it's good for me. It's not good for me. It's actually slowing me down.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So I cut it all out. I went completely plant-based.
Wow.
You know what I mean?
Damn.
Like everything. I cut out everything. I won't put anything processed in my body.
Yeah.
Come on.
You know, nothing. So that's
how hard that is?
When you see Doug Ford talking about McDonald's.
Listen, so let's talk about vaccine.
Yeah.
Right?
Please.
Let's talk
Give
about
it to me.
vaccine. So I don't even take Advil or Tylenol.
Good for you.
Okay.
Wow.
Good for
I drink
you.
juice. I eat vegetables all day. Like I really live that life.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then I see people complaining about vaccine.
Yeah.
Do I want to take a vaccine? No, I don't want to take a vaccine.
Yeah.
If it came down to it and I was forced to take a vaccine, I'd take the vaccine.
Yeah.
Okay?
And by force, like it's gonna be like
Sure. If it's a law, I'll take the vaccine.
Yeah.
It's not going to kill me. We know it's not going to kill us. Right? But then I have these conversations with people. And they're like, can't take the vaccine, bro. It's going to be very, very bad. You know, there's a bigger picture behind the vaccine.
Yeah.
And I'm looking at this guy, and the shit I know about this guy, talking shit about the vaccine, I'm like, dude, I see you at night.
Yeah.
I've seen you. I see what you do with that dirty $5 bill.
Yeah.
I see the binge drinking you do every night.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
And you're worried about that?
Yeah.
And that's what I brought up when I first started kind of going into it, going off. I remember I was like, same people that are suffering from obesity in a wheelchair
are lining
have a mask.
Are lining up at McDonald's.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So it's
I saw a woman in one of those wheelchairs or scooters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I saw this woman, you know, God bless her, in a scooter, not because she's paralyzed, because she's obese, extremely obese, like probably 300 pounds.
Yeah.
This woman, this was during first lockdown, was in line at McDonald's with a fucking mask on
Yeah.
and a vape.
Oh God. Oh God.
And I thought I was in the movie, the show Black Mirror.
Yeah.
I said, that can't be real.
Yeah.
Like the way she looked,
Yeah.
it was horrible.
Yeah.
And not to knock overweight people, because, you know, everyone has, you know, trouble and struggles. But that mask isn't going to help you.
And I think that's an issue, is that everyone, I mean, I'm to blame for this too as well, but I think everyone's starting to take their health more seriously and act like their health was nothing the last however long they've been alive, right? I think people are just trying to take health seriously now, but not the right way.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, I'm healthy because I'm wearing a mask and I'm sitting in my closet for 3 months.
I wear the mask, okay? I wear the mask. I play by the rules. But listen, man, you're breathing in dirty air.
Yeah, the same.
You know,
It's
and I'm a clean guy.
Yeah.
And this is coming from a clean person, like I said,
But when I can smell my breakfast in my mask, and this is a fresh mask.
Yeah. Well,
You know, imagine those people that are wearing that same mask.
Well, they're taking it out of their fucking back pocket from the other pants, and
where
they're
their
putting
keys are.
their keys and their phone and money. And this is where I look at humanity and I say, we've lost all common sense.
Yeah.
We've really lost all fucking common sense.
Yeah.
You don't need to be a doctor to understand that the same mask you've worn since day one is dirty.
Yeah.
And that's the part I hate too, is when people are just like, oh, leave it to the experts. That's what we've been doing.
Yeah, and look how it's been going. Yeah.
And not only that, we've all been doing our research.
Exactly.
Yes.
So don't let anyone tell you that you don't know this, or stick to nightlife, or stick to marketing.
Yeah.
Stay out of this. This is not your field, boy.
Exactly.
No. I've done some research. I've been reading, Yeah.
We've had more time than ever to do that.
We have a right to speak up.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
This is our life.
I want to ask you if you had any plans. Like we talked about this off record too, but did you have any plans that COVID kind of ruined for you?
Oh, yeah.
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 You plan to bring any of those back to life?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I feel like a year has just been put on hold.
Yeah.
2 years tops.
Yeah. Pushed back. Just push back.
Yeah.
Can you tell us about any of those things you have planned?
I just want to make a lot of money.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Listen, we get the money.
When you make a lot of money, you can do whatever you want.
Yeah. You ready for the question
or
what?
Wow.
You ready to ask him or what?
You're just ahead of the game, man, because
you can do whatever you want.
Yeah, the question always comes. We're a little early with it today, but I'm gonna ask you since you brought it up anyways. Yeah. We're the Money Buys Happiness podcast, MBH podcast. I won't ask you if you agree with the statement, but what do you think when you hear that statement?
Money buys happiness?
Yeah.
Money can buy happiness, but it shouldn't control you. Money shouldn't dictate who you are or change you.
Yes.
If I gave you $1 million and you $1 million, and Ernesto becomes this prick, and you just remain the same, but you have this money. Oh, I can invest this money in real estate. And Ernesto is fucking
crashing his Lamborghini, and
you know what I mean,
and not answering my texts,
slapping out his hose. That's where money can control you, and we've seen that happen with many people we know, celebrities, and you never want money to control you. You don't want the money to own you.
You don't own that money.
You want it to be the other way around.
Yeah.
But can money buy money can buy you happiness if you do the right things with it, and if it doesn't change who you are.
Of course.
There's actually
we need money.
Yeah. We actually 100%. It's the
world we live in. No one's ever said we need money, to be honest.
It's true.
Yeah. We need money.
We actually the first ever podcast, Matt Campoli, shout out to Matt, a good friend of ours. He said, with the whole money changing who you are, he says he thinks that money doesn't change who you are, it just emphasizes who you are. So if you were a prick with $10, you'll be just a bigger prick with
you'll
10
become
million.
a huge prick. I know people like that.
Exactly. And if you're a good person with $10, you'll be a good person with $10 million.
Yeah.
So I really do agree
money
with
does
that.
make me happy.
Yeah,
it does.
Yeah.
It really does.
Me too.
It's a tool. It's a tool for freedom.
Yeah. When I make a lot of money, right away I'm thinking, what can I do with that?
Yeah.
How can I grow with that?
Yeah. Yes.
How can that benefit me?
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
I don't necessarily receive that happiness by buying a new outfit, but if I can invest in real estate and I know what that real estate's going to be worth in 10 years, that makes me happy.
Yeah. 100%.
It gives me financial freedom.
Yeah.
It knows that, I have nothing to worry about.
Yeah. Yeah. Let's talk about that actually. Let's say there's a young entrepreneur right now watching and they're in this time right now with us and they're wondering, what the fuck am I going to do right now? What should I invest in? What should I start? Is there something I should learn? What kind of advice do you have for someone watching that might be thinking that?
Right now, just be patient.
Yeah.
Just be patient. I wouldn't, if you have money to spare, definitely invest in yourself.
Yeah.
Invest in your brand.
Yeah.
It's the one thing you should be investing in right now is your brand.
Huge.
Look at what you guys did during COVID. You created a podcast.
Yeah. Need that content, bro.
We need more content. We
It's
need more
great.
content. Yeah.
We need that
It's
content.
great.
But
a lot of people are just sitting on the couch. A lot of people
we
are
couldn't
just
allow that to happen to us.
binge watching episodes on Netflix.
Like I said, for the first 3 weeks, 4 weeks, it was cool to do. I thought it was like a vacation almost.
Yeah,
Right?
it felt like a vacation.
But then it was like, okay, now we got to get to work and start adapting.
And then you hear about people doing things and making money and getting ahead in life. And it's like, wait a minute, I'm still on the couch.
Yeah. And for us, Nightlife was a huge, obviously, moneymaker for us.
Yeah.
So to say
and it
goodbye.
will be again.
Of
You
course.
guys are going to make a comeback?
Listen, if they want us, we'll be back.
We're here.
They want you.
There's numbers.
Right?
There's numbers, but we're here.
They're always going to want you.
Yeah.
Because they're probably going to want you more now.
Yeah.
because you've created a bigger name.
Of course, right?
And
that's the thing, right? That's we wanted to say, okay, you know what? We don't have that. We don't get to be with people every Friday, Saturday anymore. We don't get to have that experience with them. How are we going to stay in people's mind, right? And
this is great.
We had to kind of adapt and pivot and start selling some new services, start doing some new stuff. But hey, it worked out, and I hope you're right. I hope Nightlife comes back.
It will be back.
I hope it comes back.
It might be different.
Yeah.
You know, it might not be those big clubs.
Yeah.
But the little ones will be back.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think those ones should be at least. Like,
oh, yeah.
I hope it's not the end of an era.
It won't be.
I think
people need Nightlife.
Yes.
Yeah.
Again, took it out of our... Put
well,
Toronto
you saw it,
aside.
right? They opened up for 2-3 weeks, and
my gosh,
places
did you see King West in the summer?
Oh
my God,
it was as if nothing changed.
It was crazier.
Yeah. It was as if nothing changed.
Every patio was full. People were out supporting these local businesses. It was incredible to see that.
Because those were the businesses that gave them so many memories.
For sure.
That left them with so many memories. So to go back there and spend a night felt like nothing. And people were willing to spend their serve checks there. No problem. Right? But again, our city is built on nightlife.
Yeah.
We're built on hospitality.
Yeah.
We take that away from us.
Huge hospitality in Toronto.
Huge.
So many places shutting down, man. The restaurants especially. It's so
some
sad.
big players too, like Buka. Buka was sad. Like, they're a bigger guy. I don't want to say it's more sad than anyone else, but I had been there a ton of times. I love that. Like, and those are like really respected restaurants, really respected restaurateurs. And
you would never think, like, sitting in that place, you'd be like, oh, one day, this is probably going to close in a year. You'd be like, yeah right.
Yeah.
Right?
And a lot more are going to close down.
I know.
The longer this goes on, a lot more are going to close down.
Yeah.
You think this is our last lockdown?
I think Doug Ford needs to wake up.
Yeah.
I think he's going to wake up.
You think so?
Yeah. I think he's going to crack.
He's getting a lot of pressure. I just don't think he's the one making the decisions, to be honest.
He probably isn't. But someone's going to give him a little tap on the shoulder and say, Dougie,
it's time.
It's time.
We're cracking.
Yeah.
You know what?
Give them something.
Yeah.
Even if it's something.
I just hope he doesn't give it to us and then take it away again.
That's why they know they can't do that.
You know what's scary or almost sad but almost scary is that I feel like when I watch him talk, he doesn't even believe the words he's saying.
Even believe what he's saying.
You can tell he's defeated.
Yeah, exactly.
Because you can tell the differences of when he's speaking about stuff he wants to talk about. When he comes on and he says, "What are you guys doing in front of my house? Get away from my house! Like, don't you have?" But then he has this different tone when he's talking about the policies that he's putting in or the decisions he's making. He has that different tone. He's almost like a robot at that point. You're like, Blake, Doug, please.
I think at this point,
Doug.
Doug Ford is defeated.
Yeah.
No one's going to vote that guy back in.
No
Do you guys mind if I
way.
take a quick bathroom break?
Of course, we'll
go for it.
Water.
Go nuts, man. Go nuts. Me and Ant are here now.
Should we get in it?
Yeah, let's go. Sergio's just in the washroom. We'll be back. This is just a commercial. While we're here, we should do a commercial break for our sponsors.
Nestle. No. Hey, listen. I'm going to say one thing for the people.
Don't get cheesed.
No. It's time to make more money.
Yeah.
Straight up, it's time to start making more money. This guy's upset. If you saw his post, I mean, this is gonna play later on, but
this is a marketing tactic. I'm gonna give you a 101 right now.
Okay, let's hear
If you
this.
go look at my Instagram caption, I literally created my own content programming for myself just by making a caption. Cheesed part 1. What does that lead to? Cheese part 2, cheese part 3, cheese part 4. Cheesed all the time, but I could be cheesed anywhere and create content now, and you guys will understand it.
Wow. But ask him.
Straight facts. I'm gonna make this a clip and post this.
But listen,
100%.
what I want to know is, who took the pics, bro? Who took the fucking pics,
I took the pic
bro?
of you too, though.
No, you didn't. I used to.
Oh my god, yeah, you
no,
did.
you didn't, bro.
Why did you just ask me? This guy actually used the tripod. I see him taking a selfie with the thing, but he's standing and he's like,
he thought
I'm like,
I
is this guy
was.
taking a reel?
He
But he's not moving. He's like looking at the camera like.
He thought I was doing
I'm
a
like,
reel.
this guy's posing hard right now, bro. Like, what are you doing?
He thought I was doing a reel. Imagine just trying to get a fit pic off.
Get the blue steel going.
Got the boost, you know what I mean? I got the fucking try to flex a little bit.
That was good though. But yeah, that was you can program content in a caption.
Can you?
I just did.
Well, listen, look. Until part 2 comes out, we'll never know.
Well, thank God that's over. We got Sergio back here.
This is a beautiful office, by the way.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much.
Hopefully we don't shut down.
You guys won't shut down.
No.
How has it been for you guys?
We were in a smaller office.
Yeah.
So we actually had an opportunity to take this one, just with everything going on, rent, this and that. We actually did
I actually want to come out and speak about this because we haven't really had a chance. I'm glad you asked that.
We had some strong balls when COVID came around.
We took this opportunity and said, everyone's doing one thing. We're going to do the exact opposite. So COVID hit. We lost all our clients. We started a podcast, which cost us money. We make $0 from. But okay, let's do it. Boom, let's invest. We love the content. Okay. Second
it's incredible.
Thank you. Second thing was we're in a smaller office at the time, just in the same building, one floor up. This came available. More expensive,
but it's beautiful.
Thank you.
I love the brick. I love the windows.
But who's getting a more expensive office during
Ernesto
COVID?
and I looked at each other and said, "We lost all our clients.
Bigger office.
Let's spend more money on an office." Boom, we did that.
Thank you,
Do
brother.
you guys live close by?
We're both in North York right now.
Okay.
But I'm gonna be at Parkland Lakeshore soon,
and I'm downtown next week. So
there you go.
Yeah, I live right down the street.
There you go.
Yeah.
And then the restaurant.
Was the final piece of the puzzle.
Please. Tell me.
We started spending more money on content when we lost our clients. We got a bigger office when we lost all our clients, and then we said, you know what? Let's open a fucking restaurant in the middle of a pandemic, and we did it. And we've had tremendous success, honestly.
Great support system.
But I think it goes back to, obviously, great thing, we're a marketing agency, so we know exactly how to market
saw the power
that business.
Of how marketing affected restaurants just from our clients and stuff. It's a make or break type of thing, man.
Yeah.
So we use that a lot and kind of put that in, but it was a lot of
the
support.
Run Club.
Club was huge.
Run Club was
that
huge.
was so fun to do,
huge,
man, and we're going to do that again. But like I said, if you notice, they're all our brands. We lost all our clients pretty much, gained a bunch of them back, but lost all our clients at one moment and said, let's focus on our brands. We're going to have those forever. They can't
I don't think you
us.
guys lost any clients.
Yeah, no, I know what you're... It's more like they were just cutting budgets at the time. And we were in a tough place for about a month or two, just wondering, okay, how are we going to get out of this? And I think we came together and said, one thing we'll never lose is our own brands. So let's focus on those.
Yeah.
So we just created a bunch of our own brands through a podcast, through a restaurant, through investing in the Run Club, through investing in a construction company. Yep. So we're just like all in.
What's a construction company about?
So they are a general contracting company. Some good friends of ours, fairly new, started it up, and they just needed some help on the marketing, business development side of things,
some administrative stuff,
and they came to us and we said, look, it's a tough time. Instead of us kind of just taking all your money, let's work together on it. And so we partnered up with them. Yeah. And that's been super successful.
We haven't really talked to many people about that one either, but that was something that was huge for us.
Yeah.
Just diversify the portfolio a little bit, right? We noticed a lot of people that we do know that we're diversified, we're fine. And then we noticed people that weren't diversified, we're not fine.
Yeah.
So we kind of decided which ones we want to be, right? And
adapting.
Yeah.
Adapting, man.
And so I think just we looked at it and said, you know what, like sometimes you got to go, against the tide. And that's what we did. We went completely 100% opposite of what everyone was doing. Yeah. Restaurants shutting down, we'll open one up. Yeah. This office space only came available because the business left during COVID. Yeah. We said, perfect, we'll take it. We'll spend more money.
And when you talk about support too, that was huge. And I want to thank you for supporting us all the time.
Absolutely.
You're always supporting us, man. No matter what we do, and we appreciate you. Came out to the Run Club as well, hosted one of those. That was dope, man. And that kind of support is what has helped us, right? And we knew we have that support, right? So it's helped us make these decisions. Like, is it okay to open up a restaurant right now? And it's like, no, but everyone has our back. It's going to be okay, right? Like,
do people ever ask you what you guys do for a living?
Yeah.
Every day. Every day it's still a question every day.
What do you tell them?
It's tough.
That side, pretty much.
Yeah. So the next time someone asks, what do you guys do? Yeah. What is it that you guys do? You know what you tell them? Whatever it takes.
There we go.
Wow.
IG bio.
Damn. That's my next caption.
That should be a fucking category.
Whatever it takes.
Yeah.
Is that what you say when people ask you?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
There you go.
Good, man.
I'm taking that.
I love that answer. Yeah,
everyone should.
I love that, man.
And that's what they should teach children.
Yes. Yeah.
If something doesn't work out for you, try something else.
Serge, where can everyone find you online? Where can they buy your clothes? Where can they support your nightlife?
If they want to find me online, they can go to Instagram, Sergio Senatore 1, same on Twitter.
Beautiful. On brand. Love it.
Same on Facebook.
So on brand.
Sir.
And if they want to come to Area 001 on Ossington, it's 38 Ossington, right at the corner of Queen and Ossington.
Beauty. And will it be anything special coming up? I know Chris is around the corner.
Listen, There's going to be a huge Boxing Day sale. We just started our regular sale right now, and that'll lead all the way up to Boxing Day. So get some great designer goods.
Yes.
Spend those CERB checks.
Yes.
Get that credit card running. Get yourself some nice designer goods.
Let's go. Let's go.
Listen, you don't want to be walking down the streets of Toronto like a schlep.
It's true. It's true.
You know, do it up.
Okay.
Look good.
All right, Serge. Appreciate you coming.
Thank you.
Yes, man.
We gotta have you back though.
I'm coming back. I'm coming back once Nightlife opens.
Yeah,
beautiful.
100%.
We're gonna team up for something. I feel like when Nightlife comes back.
I can't wait.
Yeah,
it'd be dope.
Big time.
But appreciate you coming out, man.
Thanks for having me.
Pleasure.
I've been wanting to do this for a while.
I know.
It's been pushed back a few times, but we're happy to be able to get you in here.
For people to hear this one, I think that this one was a lot more open-minded than we usually kind of run with. A little bit less business focused, but that's okay.
Yeah,
we'll have you back for that anyways. And until then, brother,
thank you.
Yeah,
keep it up, man.
You guys are doing a great job.
We love you, man. We love you. You got our support always.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
And we'll definitely see you soon.
Oh yeah, I walk by your office every day.
Come on up, bro.
Exactly.
See me. Come on up.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
All right.
Where can we find you guys?
Right here, bro. right here. 688 Richmond Street West.
And the restaurant?
Unit 301 at Piadina by Monty.
Yeah,
6 Markham Street.
Who came up with the name?
We never shouted out our own brands.
I know, we haven't actually.
Who came up with the name?
Anna?
No, it wasn't. It was me and Ricciardi.
Oh,
okay. Ricciardi.
Oh, I didn't even know.
Yeah. All the branding done over here. So,
okay.
With that being said, thank you so much again, man. It was a pleasure. We'll be back.
All right, we're out.
Peace.
Bye-bye.